It's a slow and steady play in the early beginning of this round. They're trying to find info here. The T side just playing this really safe guarding play on their side of the map. But after a few seconds, they realize that Squiddy and the gang, they pushed far down, and thanks to that, they are allowed to get 4 kills early on into this. Pacquiao goes in for 2 though, and he replies really quick there. Looking at Squiddy, who's already got 2, he decides to back off over to T-spawn to make sure that, hey, if there's anyone backing off towards this area, at least I've got these guys. And Pacquiao is down to only 25 HP, so picking up that bomb shouldn't be too hard for him at this stage, but he obviously has to clear all positions, make sure that it's safe for him to pick this one up, and he does. So with that being said, he plays this really safe play where he just sneaks around the map to make sure he gets as much info as possible before he has to smash into a side, and I really like this play, and I'm actually a big fan of the way that he played right there, looking for something, for a one-man peek or something along the lines of that, to make sure that he can at least get one more guy, make it a 1-on-2 situation or anything along the lines of that, to at least establish something that's a little bit more equal against them. But hey, it didn't work all the way, and CL4NLESS actually lose that round to a few mistakes. And I've got to say, QuietPlease, the fact that they were allowed to push down that far into middle is quite ridiculous, in my opinion, especially when you're seeing CL4NLESS. They're after all, they're playing really offensive up on streets. Still, there's nobody whatsoever holding down Sofa or anything close to middle on their left-hand side. So CL4NLESS probably gonna be learning from their mistakes right there. But first round goes to QuietPlease thanks to that, and we'll see how this continues. CL4NLESS are playing this very slow play once again. This time though, they're holding it down rather than pushing instantly up towards streets or apartments. They're playing this safe as they're pushing, and I really like this kind of defensive push kind of play style where you can hold each other's back and go for those replies even though you're not coming across the same corner or whatnot. And it's kind of that old Dignitas play we saw when Pimp was still playing in the team, where you always had that one or two players going for these replies on different angles. But here Squiddy is just in a position where he will be demolishing every single one of them. Nesquik and Fonzan supporting each other. CL4NLESS, they've got Pacquiao to rely on here, and that ain't enough. Lucky will be coming up from behind, making sure he can get that aggressive kill from Valve, and 2-0 is what we're going to be seeing. Not too much of a hype round, to be honest here. CL4NLESS actually losing to a few mistakes. Then again, they do actually bring up that good fight at some areas, and at some, like, even though they haven't got the best amount of kills, I mean, the only one who's really been delivering here, the only one who's really got kills is Pacquiao, but if you take a look at what he's done and what positions he's been coming from, it's been quite clear that CL4NLESS actually knows how to place that one player. If they could just establish more players and make sure they're in those positions, that would be even better for them. But very straight up round here as they try to rush up towards Banana, and QuietPlease win that round pretty easily without losing any money. And this will be the round that CL4NLESS has to come back and show them what they're made of, pretty much. They've got the AK-47s, they've got the nades. Not the full nade set, though, but necessarily not needed either. Obviously, it is Inferno, and we're talking about CT side, but QuietPlease, the Danes who are... I mean, they should have a good advantage on this map, especially on the CT side, but... then again, CL4NLESS, you never really know with these guys. As I mentioned, old ID with the Vietnamese edition, I think that is. They're playing this very safe. The CT side aren't allowed to make too many peeks happen. Again, it works, and Squiddy goes in for that first kill. Good position from him once again, and he's always in those squishier areas where he happens to get just one frag, then he decides to back off or go in for another one. And when he goes in for that second frag, it's always his, which is quite ridiculous. And I think CL4NLESS, they can definitely anti-strat that in the future of this game if they just focus on trying to read what's going on behind the walls of this map, pretty much. Console. Got P90 in hand. Just around the corner with that P90. Waiting for someone to come close, but not too many steps heard here. And CL4NLESS, they're not making too much of noises, but Senor will be going in for the first few bullets on one inside of CT spawn, so going in for this kill is going to be crucial. Makes that one kill happen, and because of that, I think this is where they can surround the CTs inside of this B side, coming from both CT and Banana. But as they do, what is going on? Look, he just turns it around together with Console. And look at that, Senor is just left alone here as he's the only one surviving after I don't know what happened. Luki just stepped up to a whole another level with that P90. And he reloads his gun, makes sure that he's in a safe position to save. But, I mean, after all, QuietPlease probably hurt him. And he's not going to get any money for doing that either. I mean, $400 only on this one man. So, not necessarily the best play that you could go by, especially not reloading in a squishy situation like that. But then again, maybe they would have found him either way. Like we could go on for ages thinking of what could have happened, but in the end, he did expose himself, and I think that eased up a bit to get that kill. Nesquik with the first frag in middle, and that's with the AWP. 4-on-5 situation in Nesquik. He still got all nades on him, so pretty safe if they decide to back off from B here, but would doubt that as they go in for the first frag on the console right there. Luki, though, will be making sure he gets to make that a third, and he's got this round for the Team Pacquiao only with 12 HP remaining. Shouldn't be too much of a battle for them, but he's still alive, and the movement actually makes him survive a bit longer than I'd expect, but in the end, 5-0 is what we're going to be seeing here, and QuietPlease takes that one round home. And it's the 6th round coming up. CL4NLESS, I'm not quite sure what's going on here with CL4NLESS, if they're, because Pacquiao's been the one who's always been in a spot to get at least 1 or 2 frags, you know what's up, but still, Senor and all these guys, they should be able to go in for these replies at certain points, especially when you've got these reply positions that definitely can pay off super clean if you just go in for a peek after that first frag happens from the CT side, but they're not willing to do that, and once again, Pacquiao, not with anyone behind him to go in for that reply. Fi zone goes down as well, and look at that, they're 3-on-5 right now. CL4NLESS, they can't stand a chance against this right now, and Nesquik with that AWP, once again, another frag. No one is behind Dude 1Gs or something. I'm not sure. Doodle, maybe. Doodle Jizz. I'm not sure. Quitty with that M4A4 will be going down to Malsi eventually as he finds a frag down on middle. But Luki is down on middle as well, and he knows that stuff's about to happen. He finds that one man, goes in for the straight up frag with P90, and I really love the fact that Luki is still going out with that P90, and that's a fun fact to actually bring up. I'm not sure if we can see that in the what amount of headshots he has in the graphs. Luki. It's not the best. I mean, 18 headshot percentage, so it's not top notch, but that P90 definitely pays off clean just by having the rapid fire that he does. And once again, 2 great frags. This time not only with the P90, but you know, he wants to go in for those fire frags as well, and it works so well with that incendiary nade just landing perfectly on spot as they push in. So 7-0, and it looks like a straight up beatdown. CL4NLESS can't do anything against this team so far. And once again, I'm trying to see a way through here for CL4NLESS, but it's like every single time, it's like they throw these chances away by not having a reply fragger. First of all, that being the most important key point here is that they haven't got those reply fraggers across the corners. They haven't got those people to come up for those frags after their first mate dies, and it's a shame to see because they could definitely make something out of that. But here we go, a lot of people up a banana this time, and if they do get mowed down now, I don't know what I can say really. Malsi goes down as they push down on middle, and they're allowing the CTs to push so far down and so far up behind that it's sometimes it can really be frustrating to even watch that. You know, after all, it's a pro game. CL4NLESS or sometimes not just holding it down, but hey, they get into this B side, so leave that behind. And look at this 3-on-2 situation. This might just be their first round they pick up, but Senor misses out on a couple of shots, makes that a headshot eventually on Nesquik, and Squiddy is left alone behind the car. He is spotted out by Pacquiao and goes down. So thanks to that, CL4NLESS do pick up an AWP together with the first round that they take home in this entire best of 3 series. And could be that alt battle between Nesquik and Senor. Would be quite cool to see, but Nesquik isn't really isn't really able to see anything through there, and he wants to make sure he can take that second peek with a flashbang, but still not be peeked out if they did watch away or look away as that landed. Really, really slow plays. And once again, CL4NLESS, I think CL4NLESS, what they're doing right now is trying to wait for QuietPlease to make these kind of mistakes where they do decide to push down a middle or go a little bit more aggressive because of the fact that they're feeling a bit confident in the way they're playing. But now that they lost their first round, maybe that was a wake-up call, and this is where QuietPlease knows that, A, we can screw up their economy pretty bad if we just win this round. So play the safe, guys, and we probably got this. I mean, after all, it is Inferno. Hiding behind the walls of this map has never been easier, so having the crossfire, having the nade advantage pretty much in retake situations as well can be really important on the CT side. But overall, very CT-sided map for these guys so far. And CL4NLESS on the T side, still sure if they get one round, hasn't really shown us the best of them yet, I think. And I think we might be able to see that sooner enough. Senor here with that AWP in his hands. We'll be going in for a smoke down towards ruins, but Luki goes in for that first frag, decides to back off and hide behind this smoke, and this is so well exploited smoke. It is, oh my god, Luki, how do you do this? How do you do this? He's on the rolls, and he has not yet been spotted. He's been on there for I don't know how long right now. Going for that first kill, makes that a one. Malsi falls down, make that a second, and you've got this under control. Nesquik with an AWP, he gets all the info he needs, and Senor is 8 HP remaining, so Nesquik is just gonna go for that jump shot with the CZ75 and makes that 8-1. So really good play coming up by QuietPlease, and I really love the fact that we got to see Luki exploit that smoke to the absolute maximum right there. And it's quite funny to see that he survives for that long, especially when they knew that he was already shooting. Could be some miscommunication on CL4NLESS team actually, because like that could be a result of the fact that they lose so many rounds. Like they're tilting or something. I'm not. Just feels like they're not talking too much here. Not too much info as they push into these sides. Then again, it can be really blurry in TeamSpeak as you push into a side if there's a lot of action at the same time. But Nesquik, he's gonna go in for these two early frags as they push up on Banana. And CL4NLESS, 3-on-5 situation, had even legs. Senor down at 12 HP, and pretty sure he knows that by indicating the fact that yeah, actually he's throwing a nade. So He's gonna be spotting another man out. Fire zone goes down, and I really love that boost. Console is just exploiting this map to the axe. Like this is where stuff's getting next level, guys. Especially with these teams. We've got these kind of boosts. I mean, just look at Squiddy. He's got the boost of a lifetime. Nesquik here with a flashbang coming up towards Banana. Not much happening. Mulsi's left alone, so with a bomb in hand, I mean, there's a very small opportunity for him to get into that B side, and that would be if he gets them 1-by-1. Looking into A, I think that's highly doubtable that he's even gonna survive, and even as he passes up towards slope, it's really hard to survive as Nesquik just goes for that peek, and I believe Nesquik, I think that was a 4K from Nesquik actually, so quite impressive that we've got these guys playing such an A game. CL4NLESS, they really need to step up their communication, because looking at the way they're playing, I mean, it's like they never get that info that they really need. AG coming up towards and through that smoke into middle. Fonzen and the gang, they back off, they make sure they get that first kill, but miss out on a couple of shots, and Malsi actually might pick up one because of that, and he does. Fonzen falls down. Squiddy will be going in for one, but is replied instantly by Malsi once again, and that, I mean, these smokes and everything coming into the site actually might pay off even cleaner for the T's and the CTs, and Console is actually locked in to that one area where even if he passed through that smoke, there will be people coming at him and shooting at him either way, so it looks like CL4NLESS actually do step up their communication after all, and do receive that info from each other that they really need, and that is really crucial. But they play this very weird game of splitting up a lot of the time, and I'm not sure if Inferno is really a well-suitable map for that, but I mean, it seems to work in certain scenarios. So they could just mix in some team play, like where where you have these pre-peaks and preset strats where you have refraggers and stuff, then I think this team can definitely start delivering against QuietPlease. But it's really late to say now that 12 rounds are we're 12 rounds in, so quite late to change something. But hey, Fizo will be molotoving off corner as he pushes through towards Archway. Pacquiao will be wiping out, shooting with that AWP. Could be an alternative, but hey, Pacquiao falls down to Nesquik, and Nesquik's been playing out of his mind with that AWP for I don't know how long. Senor going down eventually to Lukey after finishing off Squiddy right there in CT spawn, and it's a 2-on-3 situation. Lukey decides to back off and over towards Link or Ruins. Now looking, going in for duty right there as he's trying to push on Banana and Nesquik as well. Just to be honest, there's not much to hype about here. QuietPlease are just it's like they're annihilating ClanLess right here. I like this. This is one of those games where okay, yeah, ClanLess. Sure, they're playing an absolutely alright and fair game where they're definitely trying to get these kills, but it's like they're not having that reader. They haven't got the mind to play against QuietPlease as well. And I think ClanLess was the guy with the Vietnamese guy, and I think that might be what's playing in here with the communication. Looking back at the lineup, obviously, but still. Very, very questionable that they wouldn't have enough info from each other at some points. Lukey goes in for one on duty right there, and Malsi as well with that A1S as they push into this site. And not sure what's... Something goes on in TeamSpeak right now. Not sure if anyone heard, but I'm not sure if you guys can hear me still. I'm just gonna cast Lukey. Gonna find his way through towards T spawn as he passes through T apartments, and yeah. Okay, guys, you can still hear me. Good, good. And Lukey's gonna go in for the save. Smoke Flashbang AG together with that Death Kit, full armor, and obviously that A1S is better than anyone else ever thought he could have right now, so could be a shock coming at the T side here. Then again, there is one op, and that's Nesquik. Once again, Nesquik playing out of his mind on the B side of this map, and we'll see if he can do something towards A this time as he goes up towards apartments. See if there's anyone here. Zone coming up with that AK-47, getting really, really close, and he actually makes that a kill. Nesquik falls down once and for all. And looking at Nesquik's stats, I mean, 15-7. Even Lukey, I mean, 18-4. These guys are on streak. These guys know how to play this game, and they don't die. You know what's up? These guys don't die. Squiddy, Lukey, and the gang holding off two different sites, but the execution will be coming down in towards A as Malsi with the bomb is pushing with Zone, and Zone tries to make that a first kill as he spots a man out inside of the site, but doesn't really quite make it. They do spot the man out eventually, but Squiddy still gets one before he falls down, so fair trade coming up. But 3-on-2 situation, still the one-man advantage in favor of ClanLess, and Console and Lukey definitely has to play this smart together to make sure they get all of these three members out of the line in ClanLess. They've got a good setup for denying Lukey right now, especially with Zone in the position that he's in, is going to be able to go in for that first kill. Console decides to back off through Valve and into CT and go for that save, so. But still, so far into the game, what we've seen is pretty much just QuietPlease for so many rounds in a row, coming at CL4NLESS like confidence above max, with confidence above max. So, with that being said, there should be some minor changes in their T-play, I hope at least, because I mean, in the early beginning of this half, we saw, and if we just take that into conclusion, QuietPlease played very, very offensively, knowing that they can push down on middle against CL4NLESS. They did that several times in a row before CL4NLESS started anti-stratting that strat, and they always found new ways to go offensive against CL4NLESS. And if they maintain that kind of thinking and then maintain that kind of play, then the T side shouldn't be too hard for them. Obviously, you need to push through some squishier areas to get through to the breaking points of this map as a T, but still. Once they've got Malsy coming up the middle, goes in for that first kill. Squiddy falls down. Fonzo right there with a shotgun actually goes in for one. Faison falls down. But still, back-to-back frag, and this is where Malsy and the gang, they need to execute into a side eventually, and that's going to be B. Smokes are rolling in, and there's only one man on the site currently, and that's Console. If he gets one, that's enough to buy enough time for everybody of his team to get there and support him. But hey, he doesn't matter. He doesn't manage to, and Console actually falls down to Pacquiao with that AK-47. Fonzin and Nesquik are left alone, and as they are, flashbangs will be rolling over B site. Nesquik with FMOs will be firing some bullets towards that AWP. Goes down eventually, but it's still a one-on-one situation, and it will be Senior Biffin take that one home. In conclusion, guys, 10-5. It speaks for itself. It's very, very cool that CL4NLESS might be able to get back into this, but QuietPlease, if they win this pistol round and if they just continue on their spree, if they find their ways to play this, I would highly doubt that CL4NLESS are able to take this one back. And the second half is live with the second pistol round of this entire best of 3. And they go live. Luki, Nesquik, Fonzin, and the gang, they're just pushing up on middle here. Every single one of them. They've got no fear against this team. And these pistols have been really, really strong on the CT side. So I wouldn't doubt a second that they could be stronger on this T side for them. But we'll see. Nesquik with that Glock 18, not spotting anyone towards B. And because of that, they do realize that this is the rotation coming up by the CTs. And CL4NLESS are going to be helpless eventually if Nesquik just flanks these guys right now. But he's playing that safe as well, and I like the way that they play their players. QuietPlease definitely know how to handle these pressured situations where people might be coming up from behind, or any corner around this map there might be an enemy just waiting for us to go in for that plant. And this time around, that was the case. Nesquik is there together with Fonson to go in for that reply, and Duty falls down. One's up on short, but steps have not yet been heard, and as they are, Malsy goes in for the kill on Nesquik. They still got the call though, and QuietPlease can definitely make the best out of the situation. Spooty or Squiddy will be trying to make that a first frag, but they focus on just one man first, and I like this. Take out that one first man with a 2-on-1 situation. Maybe tries to make something out of that, but dies eventually to the defuse will be coming down, making it 10-6. So what do we got here? QuietPlease going by the very full of variety eco when it comes to the pistols. They got that blend of P250s, Glocks, and Tech 9s, which is always nice, but Flashbang Alfonso right there, he's a rule breaker, he's a streak breaker, obviously. We'll see though. Or maybe the rest are streak breakers since he's the one on top of the side. But hey, Squiddy does decide to jump out, and he actually tries to go in for the first kill on Fi Zone. And as they do, they actually get these two first frags on Fi Zone and Duty. Make that a third. And you've got a good round coming at you, but they played this very, very, very safe way. Or Nesquik and Lukey. They just fell apart. Lukey though, what is going on? He makes that a 2. Yeah, he makes that a 2 frag, I was about to say, but hey, it didn't work all the way, didn't make it a 3-way frag. That would be really, really cool, but hey, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. And unfortunately, due to that Tech 9, I think if he had a heavier weapon, he'd definitely be able to do that. But 10-7, and CL4NLESS, we were talking some about them, right? And the way that they were playing on the T side. But on this CT side, so far so good. I've got to say, just keep doing what you're doing. And if we take a look deeper into that, what they're really doing here is that they're trying to go in for early info, which is really important. Even though they're smoking themselves off to do so, these nades, these provocative things that happen from QuietPlease, that they're provoked by the CT smokes, are really, really important to get that first knowledge, and QuietPlease are quite hungry for that, I believe. Is it Dudette, maybe? Dude 1, like Dudette. Well, Squiddy goes in for that first kill on Mulsey on Upper Banana. I'm not sure how to pronounce Dude 1's name, actually. Tweet me up about that. But they do continue, and Nesquik here with that AWP is going to be coming close towards Valve, and he spots the first man out, goes in for the first frag, or second frag for QuietPlease in this round, and they decide to back off on middle to pick up that bomb and decide where they want to go. They just get this first frag and first entry that they need. He's the only one on this B side. They open up so many opportunities for them to win this round, but he goes in for one, decides to back off and stay behind the smoke. Dudette, or Dude 1, I'm not sure, as I mentioned, how to pronounce his name, goes down eventually as well. Pacquiao falls down. Luxie with that kill, Lukey with that kill. The Fi Zone is left alone. And saving is an optimal move to go with, really, especially when you're CT, because you still gain that money that you deserved. And I'm quite sure he's gonna be able to save this. And so what does he have here? He has that Death Kit, full armor, and the A4, so quite good to work with for the next round that they're gonna be facing or QuietPlease in. Unless they play this very, very... Now it looks like they're playing this quicker game now. If you take a look at how they try to gain info, it's still, they're very, very backed off and chillaxed towards the CT side of this map, but after all, they go for these quick peeks, these small little things that gain so much info for the team that it's quite incredible that they do manage to pick these skills up. And Senior has already finished one off with that USPS. If they could just get another one, that would be terrific for them at this stage. Console picks up that AWP. And he's got a smoke, he's got 2 flashbangs and an AG to work with here, so shouldn't be too much of a problem for him to make the best out of the situation, but still. Izo's just playing this safe. He knows that he's got to save. The rest of the kids, I'm not sure what they're doing. Senor Biffin, yeah. They're just on this B site. And one of them already died. Senor goes down. Like, I don't see this. I don't see how this goes through at all for QuietPlease, to be honest. But, if that's the case, and that is the case, I guess. Pacquiao goes in for that first kill. Zone still with that save. He's gonna be able to do this. And Luki responds to Pacquiao, I think that was. Up to 7. And CL4NLESS still very, very low on not only rounds, but money as well here. As they go in for this kind of half force where they're still very, very deep into the corner of the room where, yeah, it's gonna be dark if they lose a few more rounds here, because 12 round, I mean, we're not far off of the 16th here, so goes in for a 1. But still very, very, very slow game. Very, very slow game. CL4NLESS. And it's like CL4NLESS haven't got too much of an idea of how they want to play this, how they want to face these problems where QuietPlease are pushing. Zone makes an attempt to shoot through the smoke, but it doesn't really work. Has to back off, and he knows that someone is coming up from behind. He's waiting for that one man, but Console's got the timing on point. He's jumping a bit, though, exposing his position, and after all, this might actually turn in favor of CL4NLESS as they make it a 2-on-2 situation. If they just get Squiddy, who's down to 15 HP, is a potential one to go in for, then it's a 1-on-2 and even put more pressure on Nesquik. But Nesquik knows how to work that out, and he's still got that AWP in hand, so just hitting that first shot is enough, and Zone will be faking that first defuse. He will be going down to Nesquik as well as he flicks a shot over to Rhymestone. But 13-7, ladies and gentlemen, we continue into this game, and I've got to say, CL4NLESS, after all of this, it shouldn't really be over, but still, best of 3 series, 2 games today, so very, very, they've still got the opportunity, right, but it's only if QuietPlease messes something up in this next map, and I will see. Senor with that AWP will be going in for the first frag on Nesquik right there, and this is, I think, one of the few times where we've actually seen someone beat Nesquik with that AWP, having a bit more fast reactions, and Nesquik not necessarily quick peeking too much either. Yeah, flashbang coming up down towards Banana. 4-on-4 still in the game, and 13-7. Zone playing this very safe game behind car on short. Malsi starts realizing this stuff's going on behind B here, so he's just gonna maintain calm, know that, hey, if people push, they do, and I'm gonna try and do my best to kill as many as possible of them. And they do rush in. Ron's in here. We'll be going in for the first one. QuietPlease. The execution is on point, but Console still got that bomb, and he has to push in to get that plan. With only 8 seconds on the clock, this could be risky. If they just get that kill, it's enough. And they do. They do get that kill. They do get that kill. Oh my god, QuietPlease. Oh my god, CL4NLESS. They win that round. And it's all thanks to a one member of this team, Phizone, I think that is, getting that incredible frag, saving around for the team in CL4NLESS. They do pick that up. And finally, we get some action into this game. I mean, it's been slow. You know what I'm saying? It's been quite a slow game. But now we're seeing stuff happen. Now we're seeing these replies. We're getting there. We're getting there. In CL4NLESS, QuietPlease and everybody. We're playing this slow once again. Like it's very standard from these teams. Like so far into the game, we've always seen. It doesn't matter which side they've been on. It's still been really slow in the early beginning of every single round here. QuietPlease, though, are able to get kills off of these small mistakes that CL4NLESS commit to. For example, going in for out wide peeks on Banana, for example. But in this scenario, Banana. But mid has been a huge issue as well, where you've shown yourself in scenarios where you know that QuietPlease are pushing with at least 2 or more members. So CL4NLESS, they've really got to think of how they want to readdress their shots, and if they want to do it together, and if they do, when they readdress their shots, at least have a crossfire or someone to go in for a reply frag, because it's so important. Malsi here with that Famas goes in for the first kill, Fonzon and the gang, they just fall apart. Malsi makes that a third, make that a fourth. He's got this under control. Console misses out on a couple of shots, could make that possible for Malsi, but didn't really work out all the way for Malsi as he fell down to Console eventually, and he's been really spotted in this situation as well, knowing he's only got a flash ban to work with. He's gonna try to get out, and the situation is looking a bit brighter for him in the spot that he's in right now. But Dudette or Duty is gonna be finding the frag, and eventually Console falls down. Phizone with the defuse, and well, QuietPlease losing yet another round to CL4NLESS here, 13-9, and it looks like they're definitely starting to pick up rounds here. 2 rounds in a row, one with the defuse and one by time, because of the fact that we had QuietPlease. Pretty sure they had a member saving in the earlier round, which actually not only one. I think they had 2 members saving actually, if I'm not mistaken here. So QuietPlease are very economically known. Or like very known. They know the economy, so to say. I'm messing up here. I've got a cold, so can't really think straight today. I'm super sorry for messing words up and stuff, but I've got a bit of a cold, so bear with me. Phizone with that A4, gonna be going in for 1, and I mean that's a team. Was that suicide, Squiddy? He was damaged, he jumped down and he fell. Yeah, okay, so he died from that. Quiet. He jumped down from the balcony after he was shot, and that's why he died. Phizone and Malsi, they finish off with these kills. Still, I mean, 2 frags and a plant. QuietPlease, I'm pretty sure that's what they were looking for in the end of it all. I mean, they didn't invest too many dollars into this either, so should be very profitable round for them. And I mean, look at that, 7k as a maximum on Lookie. Should be enough to pick up an AWP and eventually make something out of the long range peaks here. And we continue 13-10. CL4NLESS, or formerly known as ID as well, Imperial Dragons. We're playing this. Very slow play again, and it looks like they've really learned from their mistakes in the rounds where QuietPlease has been able to get kills off of CL4NLESS, going in for these small peaks and what's not. It's always been an improvement on the CT side, at least in comparison to the T side, where CL4NLESS commit, like they pretty much commit these mistakes every single round. We're seeing improvements round after round after round here, and I really like that. CL4NLESS are definitely learning from their mistakes, while QuietPlease are kind of losing it, relying a bit too much here on the fact that CL4NLESS has to make these mistakes and commit to them. Where, I mean, the waiting game is always there, right? The mind games are always there, but it just feels like psychology isn't on QuietPlease's side right now. CL4NLESS knows how to play this, and they've got the mental state to play pretty safe on these positions that they're on. I mean, we've still, like, Phizone's on the A side. He's literally on the A side. So, with that being said, it pretty much speaks for itself. They're really solid with their positions right here, and they know that QuietPlease, wherever they push and wherever they want to push here, if they fake or what's not, it's gonna be through the squishier areas, and we're always gonna have a more open venue to look at them from. And that's the advantage that they have pretty much. They go in for these kills back and forth. QuietPlease, they make the best out of this situation though, making it a one-man advantage only for CL4NLESS as they push into this B side, but very huge. 5 seconds remaining as they go in for that plant, and it looks like Malsi might just be able to finish off with a kill. Well, the planter didn't really work out all the way though, and 13 to 10, my turn 14 to 10. If a miracle happens right here, Luki's been on point, Fonzon as well, and I wouldn't doubt a second that they were able to hold this down well, but Luki goes in for one, Malsi falls down, make that a second of the round, and they do follow each other here. Fonzon is going to be exposing himself by firing a couple of bullets, but goes in for the first, goes in for the second, but makes that a miss, and Phizone is able to hit those shots. And I think that was actually through the corner here on Ruins, so very lucky to get that kill. And QuietPlease, still very disadvantageable round for them, and looking into this next round, they should at least be able to make something with these nades happen. At least that's what I'm hoping for here. I mean, they've got 3 people with a full nade set here. Luki with only an AK-47, not even full armor here. And once again, Luki, could have just gone with that P90. I mean, we saw Luki with a P90 in the early game on the CT side. If you guys can get back to that and remember that, he was really wide with that P90. You know, pick up a P90, pick up anything that you can just spray and pray with. Here, Malsi just sprays and prays with the A4, and it works perfectly fine for him as well. Pacquiao coming up with that A1S, goes in for the kill, makes that a 1, makes that a second. Almost, but Nesquik is just around the corner, and he does survive. Dude, dude won. Whoa, dude. That's a crazy frag. That's a crazy frag. You don't see that every day. 1 click, just to the head, just a tap, just a tap. Dudet goes in together with Senor to AG down middle. Actually pays off pretty clean in this round. This console falls down early game here, and it's exactly what they're looking for. Now, they can't be super and ultra sure here that this is an eco. Obviously, they can't expect it to be, and I think that's what they're doing because they're moving around a bit more here. And they saw the pistols right there either way, so now they know that this is an eco. Phizone is eventually just gonna mow them down with Dudet or Dude One. And yeah, we go back and we look at Fonzon, who's Vietnamese. He's been, I mean, he's 23 frags up there. I mean, it's quite impressive to see him play with a Danish team. I'm not sure, he probably knows Danish, obviously, but still. Dude one with that AK-47. Pacquiao with another one, makes that a first frag. Pick up that AK-47. Just stays behind the smoke, moves around the corner. Still plays really slow to make sure that, hey, I'm safe, you're in danger, and show that he has the advantage right here. Malsi with a flashbang coming through, and that actually is perfectly flashing Folson down. They do miss out on a couple of shots here, exposing themselves with that AK-47 up on Car and Banana. Senor makes that a first. Nesquik falls down, and it's a 3-on-5 situation as Luki and Console together with Fonzon has to work their way in here. And CL4NLESS, I mean, after all, 13 to 13. Look at this combat that they're doing. It is quite ridiculous. Luki will be falling down eventually to Phizone after going in for the first kill on Dudette. Fonson makes that another one. And coming through, they will be trying to get to Speedway to clean B off. I'm pretty sure that bomb's gonna get dropped as soon as Pacquiao finds a way to get the kill on Fonson right there. Console's left alone. And he's only got that up together with the Glock. So with that in mind, yeah, he even goes down to Pacquiao. Pacquiao just eager for that kill. 14 to 10. Or 14 to 10, 14 to 13. Pardon me for that. 28th round coming up. And CL4NLESS once again in a very, very good CT side with a lot of mixed rounds, I gotta say. Like, there's been retakes, there's been the straight-up fragging rounds where they've got all the kills, and there's been even rounds where time's been ticking out. So they've got a good mixture of play here, and they can adapt to very, very... And, you know, it actually... I mean, it indicates that they can adapt to many situations. So, what I'm trying to say here, CL4NLESS in the retake situations are still very, very strong. Console falling down to 8 HP after battling these two dudes out. Goes down eventually, and Nesquik's left alone here with only a Galil in hand. Yeah, he's gonna go down to Phizone. And that's 15 to 13, and this is a comeback. I don't know what I've got no words. I've got no words. These retakes all around, CL4NLESS just knows how to adapt to every situation that they're ever stuck in. That might be hard. It doesn't work. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if QuietPlease does whatever it takes. It doesn't matter if they're still on their positions. Still, CL4NLESS, they're gonna get in there and they're gonna jam everybody down. They know how to do that. And they definitely can play these retake situations the way that they need to make this comeback happen. And so far, so good. 15 to 13. Make that 16 to 13 right now. And I mean, it's a first map. A comeback on a first map, isn't that motivating them enough? I mean, the next map should be a pretty hype map for them. Should be giving us some action with the confidence that they have after this. Especially when you make a comeback from 10 to 5 to 16 to 13 if that happens. Malsi with a first one. Fonson falls down. Senor has also fallen down. So still equalized round here. And they do go in for those equalizing kills. But Squiddy with the AK-47, he does hear that smoke coming very, very close by. So should he be expecting someone close range? I'm not sure. Almost goes in for that peek on time, but Ape, the smoke is still there to block him in. Doesn't really matter if he did. But they come through the smoke, and this is where stuff's going to get really, really important for the CT side, that they focus up and they get these kills quickly. Malsi, together with Pacquiao, they play this crossfire. Like, the positions from these guys, not only the positions, but the position with the aim, with the bullets, with the spray control, together with that AWP long-range peek from Phizone right there, it just worked out perfectly, and just top-notch play coming up here at the last round, and they definitely stepped up their game on the CT side. I'm not sure what happened in the first early beginning of this game, but they definitely deserved to win that game in the end. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna have a short break. We're gonna be back with the next map, and I think, if I'm not mistaken here, it should be Cash. So seeing as, and we could always go into discussion on that, but I think we'll do that later during the knife round, actually, since we've got time to talk about that then. But we'll be back. See you guys around.